Oh, okay, guys. I am just hold on. I'm getting this mic set up. Getting my mic tested to make sure it's not fuzzy. Give me just a second so I can check the audio levels. It's not fuzzy. Give me just a second so I can check the audio. Okay. Looking good. Looking good. Hope everyone is having a wonderful day today on this Monday. We're going to call it a Monday because I think it's a Monday. On this Monday in November. So it's a nice day. Busy day, but it's a nice day. Had a lot. Doing a lot of stuff today. Get this like that. There we go. So let's check out the temperature real fast because we always want to check the temperature. Current temperature is 70 degrees or, okay, that's like 22°C. Whew, really? Wow, it is 22°C. That is crazy. So this is a hot. I'm going to call this hot for this time of year. It's not warm, it's hot. This is crazy temperature. So a couple wispy clouds. It's a little, they're chemtrailing a little bit today. So over there, it's kind of a little milky. So you can see chemtrail. We can zoom in so you guys can see those chemtrails. So chemtrails and then some chemtrails in the distance. So yeah, milky with some chemtrails. So let's continue on this way. So we're gonna go, we'll just get everybody fed today. I finally got everything figured out with Twitch to work again. So if you're watching this because you've watched the previous, watch the barn, well, this is, you get to watch me walk around and feed everybody instead of just watching the animals do their thing. So if you're new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I just saw a bunny I was looking for. Let me see if I can find where that bunny went. I don't know. My eyes may be playing tricks on me. No worries. Say hi to Miss Sylvia. Right, Miss Sylvia? Right? Good piggy? Yeah, you want some food? She's like, I'm ready for some food, not to look at the camera. So let's go get some food for Miss Sylvia. I'll set you guys right here so I can go get the camera set up. I'm gonna set the camera right here. I'm gonna go into the barn, grab some food for Sylvia. Grab some food for Sylvia, and we'll continue on. So beautiful day, just absolutely lovely, beautiful day today. It is. So got the food. So we store food in each of, all the containers are labeled with different, so you know what kind of food and such goes where. So Sylvia's food is in there because that's the easiest place to put it right now because the main barn is kind of running out of room. Right, Miss Sylvia? You want some food? There you go. You happy piggy. So, Illister. Hello, friend. Hope you're doing well. On this lovely, I don't know if you didn't hear, I don't know if you were here when I first started, but it's 22°C right now. So yeah, it's very warm. Actually hot, to say the least. So let's get this hung up in here, and let's continue on with. There's all the ducks. You guys want to see? I mean, almost all the ducks. Almost all of them. There's a few over here, and a few under my feet. Yeah, this autumn has just been absolutely crazy. I mean, I'm not complaining right now because I have a lot to do and I got to get my bees ready and all that kind of stuff. So by no means am I complaining, but wow, it's a lot warmer. It is a lot warmer than I thought. So let's go get some water and let's get the bunnies fed first. So let's go get that done. And all that kind of stuff. Whoa, it's out ducks. So I'm gonna get us some scoops. So yeah, no, Illister, I agree. They are messing with all of us right now, and especially I think you guys in the UK are getting messed with even harder with the way that they are trying to control prices. So I tell people it's best to be prepared, regardless of what your opinion is of politics and everything else. It's just a good idea to be as prepared as possible. So me and Lisa, even though Lisa's gone right now, we've still been talking on the phone about doing some other preparedness things and trying to get other things, other food, and getting some other stuff ready. And next year we are going to probably triple, maybe quadruple our growies. So we're going to try to grow as absolutely much as we possibly can. So even if anything that we would possibly go to waste can always go to Sylvia for the chickens or ducks. And so I've got some big plans in place. We're going to talk more about those big plans, as we progress in the future. If you guys are watching my different types of channels and such like that, you guys know that some of the videos that we've been making and some of the stuff like that. There's we're prepping and such. By the way, guys, if you guys aren't following me on, I know some of you guys are following me here, but I'm also on Rumble because I can't live stream on Rumble until I get 100 followers. So X Dr. Firefly on Rumble, or Mavis Pharmacy. That's both channels are mine on Rumble. And make sure you're following me on any of the other socials. YouTube, I'm not quite to the point yet with YouTube that I can be monetized, but I'm not even that worried about that at the moment. Just trying to it's loud. I'm just trying to get everything figured out. But yeah, you guys, there's all the links and such below, so you guys can follow me wherever you want to be following me at. Most of you know that I mostly do exclusively things. My main streaming site is DLive, and I'm really happy with DLive since it's had all this big influx of whatever, gambling streamers or whatever you would call it. It is nice. Definitely bringing some more traffic and such for me. But also there's Twitch, and just kind of make it easy, so you guys should be able to find me just about anywhere. Always ask questions, just hang out, have a good time. So hey man, welcome. Hope you're having a wonderful day. We're just here feeding my bunnies, feeding my chickens, hanging out, chit-chatting, just having a good time. So I'm gonna have to address the way the stream is working, because I realized that from a distance it's hard to read. It's hard to read the chats, especially with there not being so much green in the background as there used to be. So these are the bunny apartments. So you live in the country too? That's cool. So Illister, so my prediction here in Appalachia. So my prediction here in West Virginia, especially with how wet August was for me, I'm predicting that after Christmas, we are going to get hammered with a lot of snow. I think it's going to be a very cold, snowy winter. We've already had our first frost and our first snowfall, which intrigues me because this is, in the 18 years that I've been keeping track of weather, this is the absolute earliest that I have ever seen snow. Oh, bonjour to the dude in France. If you're wondering, right now it's 22 here. So very hot for this time of year. But yeah, we've already had our first snow. We've already had well below freezing weather. So yeah, it's got the weather. What did the cold get down to? It got down to, actually, I think it got all the way down to -10°C already. So we just happen to be really lucky right now in this heat wave. I mean, again, this is being 22 right now is absolutely crazy. Like, usually for those that are Fahrenheit, that's that's in the 60s, almost 70. That just not what I expected. Usually right now I should be bundling up and getting ready for the colder weather and such like that. So I am expecting it to come back and punish us for that. The reason for that is we had a really wet August, and the rule of thumb down here is every fog in August is a snowfall in like the January time period. So I'm expecting, and we had a lot of foggy mornings here in Flat Top in August. So I am expecting a lot of snow. So we'll see. We're going to keep you guys updated. If you happen to be watching, I'm going to try to keep it updated everywhere, but I'm going to be doing more since I'm also been trying to, bring back my YouTube channel. I'll be doing a lot more YouTube shorts here on the YouTubes, but somehow I'll figure out how to get them onto DLive and every place else as well. So still always trying to balance my social media and trying to balance my channels and with all the other crazy stuff I have to do. So, Illuster, if you're still around, how is my mic sounding? Am I sounding okay? Am I sounding tolerable? Because I'm trying something completely different. Since my headphone mics would always cut out on me, I have a little mic attached to my collar. It has a name, but God forbid, no, I remember what that name's called. So I am just trying something different to try to keep the full experience without having to wear the headphones and everything like that. So let me get these guys out here fed, because I got a lot of guys waiting around my footses. We're gonna go outside and all that kind of stuff. So okay, cool. Thank you, Leah. Thank you, Illuster. Okay, so let's get in here and get everyone fed in here. So, like the old days. Okay, good. Thank you. Perfect. So this one's supposed to work on radio frequency. So as you can see it right here, this one's supposed to work on radio frequency instead of Bluetooth or all that jazz. So I'm hoping, here's hoping that it works the way it's supposed to, and I can keep the quality of the audio up and functioning. All very good. So the upside of this time of year is it makes it easier to get a lot of the outdoor chores done. The downside is that the barn gets hot, and with everybody in here ready for winter, it's the barn gets a little warmer, so I have to really pay attention to keeping the fan on. I have to really pay attention to make sure that people aren't overheating. And the other downfall is that everybody eats a little bit more because they know that a bad winter's coming up, and so they're definitely snacking. Everybody's definitely snacking more, and just knowing that winter is approaching and trying to get all their snacks in and such like that. So also, I think some of you didn't know, So feed prices are absolutely insane right now. They are the highest I've seen them in a long, long time. And I guess this chicken wanted to say hi. One of our baby silkies from earlier this year wanted to jump out and say hi to everyone. So let me put the chicken. Anyways, even though it's been really loud, feed prices are insanely high right now. So corn is almost double what it was 2 years ago. And 2 years ago, it wasn't the completely cheapest, but it was a very like average price. And what you guys don't understand is this time of year, right now in November, corn should be the very cheapest. So I should be able to be picking up a 50-pound bag of corn for somewhere between $5, maybe on the high end, $7. And right now it was $11 at the feed place. That is crazy. And he was telling me that's probably going to have to go up again because they keep getting, it's just what's happening. And so keep the reason I'm pointing this out to you guys, and the reason you guys need to keep this in mind, is when you see feed prices, when I tell you about feed prices go up, you know that it's not very far down the road before, once feed prices go up, when food prices will also increase. Because though technically in reality, if I was selling my chickens or selling my eggs, as feed prices go up, that would mean the price of eggs needs to increase as well. So I am very, very concerned about next year and the price of things. So because of that, me and Lisa have been talking on the phone, and we've been talking about just, you know, being smart, figuring out things that would be a good idea to get now, and planning for all of that, because it's best to plan ahead. If you can, you should definitely be doing canning. You should definitely be doing canning. If you can't can, and don't, you know, if you can't can yet, don't pick on yourself for not being able to can yet. That's okay. There's canned goods, and since while we can still get canned goods, I would definitely suggest jumping in and snagging some canned goods and getting that kind of stuff. And if there's things that you want to lock in at a cheaper price, it's probably a good idea. It's probably a good idea to get those things in at a cheaper price. And so lock in things that you like flour, sugars, such like that. And you're absolutely right. The economy is broken. It's just, I mean, with the possible fuel shortage coming up, and just with everything else. So understanding that it's broken, we can't panic, because panic does us no good. So understand that it's broken. Know that you and me can't fix it right now. But what we can do is we can plan, and we can make sure that our lives are as best as possible. The family, our friends, we can just kind of do the best we can. So, you know, canning, getting eggs, getting extra food, preparing your meals, saving money when you can. You know, taking the belt and understanding that you're going to need to tighten the belt just a little bit and make some good decisions. Because let's be honest, if you're anything like me, we've all made some bad decisions. Sometimes it can be way too easy to spend money on silly, frugalist things. Trust me, I do it all the time. And we just find ways to, instead of continuously making bad decisions, we can say, okay, how can we still eat high quality food and not have to worry so much about, you know, what's going to happen in the future. And so that's planning your meals ahead of time. That's, you know, if you do have some extra money, investing it in things that you know is going to go up in price. So like me and Lisa knew that that flour was going to increase in price way back in March. And so, because I follow a lot of numbers, I follow a lot of the farm numbers and such online, and I could see that the bushels and bushels and such like that was increasing in value. So we ordered we bought a couple 100 pounds of flour and put those in proper storage so that, you know, if we want to make things with flour, me and Lisa's made some decisions on just other things. So a lot of it is just knowing and how to make proper decisions. Used car, okay. I didn't know that. I'll have to look. I have not thought about looking at used cars in a while. So the Joy of MS paint, that is something we definitely need to pay attention to, look into. That is a good point. Those kind of things are very good tellers when you see major drops in market and things like that. And this is regardless of where you guys are from. Maybe you're here in the States, maybe you're in Canada, maybe you're in the UK, maybe you're in France. It's a good idea to just pay attention to what's happening in your local environment and make, you know, and if you're not sure what it means, and that's okay, because some of you are young or some of you have just never had to think about this kind of stuff. I highly suggest journaling and writing it down. So you notice that the price of something is completely bottom out. I'd say it's a good idea to write down the date and such when that's happening. So, you know, these are all important things to just pay attention to, write it down, even if you don't know what it means. Get those numbers written down so you can come back and you can look at this in 4 months, 6 months, or in the future, and it'll let you know that there's something to pay attention to. Because sometimes it's just about paying attention. Because sometimes we don't have control over things. And that's okay. Take control over what you possibly can control. So for me, I can control how much food I store up for my animals and make sure that I have decent food prices. So when I have the opportunity, I buy as much feed as I possibly can and make sure that I have a good way to store it. If I notice feed's a really good price, I will jump on that really good price and keep that and keep that in mind. So let's go. We're heading out here. I got some more. I didn't get a couple of the bunnies, so we're gonna get these bunnies out here fed. So I mean, the one good thing is I'm an intermittent faster. So when it comes to food, it's pretty easy for me and Lisa. You know, we don't eat that. Oh, that was weird. Sorry, guys. Yeah, let me get this fixed. Yeah, Fernando, did you help this? Is that why it fell on the ground? Yes, no, maybe so. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, come on. So we were talking about intermittent fasting. So me and Lisa intermittent fast. I've been personally intermittent fasting for many years. So it's just a skill I think I acquired and something I thought was kind of important. But you know, you just need to plan around. Try not to waste anything. Try not to waste your food. Try not to. The idea is to just do as little bit of waste. Do as little bit of waste as possible. So yes, Fernando is here to say hi to everyone. Okay. We'll come back. These guys water. I've got a bunch of things to do on the plate today. We're just trying to get all that done. Since it's such a nice day here, trying to make sure I don't forget anything. We got a couple guys to feed in there. I think I've got everybody fed, so let's go grab some food and get the guys in the handy run and get those guys fed. And then we will go collect some water and water up everyone. So if you guys notice, I have Christmas lights and a radio in the barn. I think some of you guys have heard this many times, but I highly suggest if you're going to have chickens or ducks, actually any type of barn animal, it does a good job of keeping the crazy predators out. It doesn't keep all of them, but it does keep some of the crazy predators out. I'm just going to have to sit here for just a second while I go over there and get these guys fed. I want to point out something that I think is really interesting because I've not seen it happen in the past. But there are mice everywhere. I am absolutely covered up with mice, and I've never seen this many mice before. Yeah. Illustrators might be a good idea. They probably love it. That would probably be their favorite. Okay, so let's go grab some water. So I just, I've never, in all the years that we've had the barn, and I've had the barn here for about 10 years, usually I find a couple mice, but this last year, there's just been mice everywhere. I'm covered up with mice, and I don't know what that means. So it's just something that intrigues me. And so trying to figure out what that actually means. Like, why is there so many mice? What do they know? What do the mice know that I don't? It's always what I'm thinking. Is nature knows stuff. Nature can plan ahead. It's better at it than we are. I mean, we are good at it because we still have that instinct and we still can do it, but most of us don't know how to utilize that. And so what does nature know right now? What are they trying to tell me that I'm missing? So those are important things that I try to pay attention to so that we can get all of that figured out. So, lugging the water in. And we'll get everybody watered. Oh. So I guess my gimbal didn't charge well last night, so it keeps running out of gimbal juice and slipping down. So I'll try to continue on with this, and hopefully I'll pay attention and you guys won't be staring at the ground or something. Okay, so let's get everybody some water. That's what we're doing now. So there's a little tiny bit, but it's because, Illustrator, I've told you before, I biohack. And the idea is I'm trying to pause my age. So I've been making some good health decisions. So I drink this stuff. I make this new coffee, so it's like a butter coffee. I don't know if you guys ever had butter coffee. So what it is butter coffee is where you add butter to your coffee. But I've recently been, I see that, guys. I'm just going to, you guys are just gonna sit here for a second. I'm gonna put you guys right here. It's not the best view, but you guys won't fall now because you're not sitting in the. So which butter coffees you add like a little bit of butter, but I've also been adding golden milk to my butter coffee. And golden milk is turmeric and ginger and a few other things that's really good for you. And the good thing about all that is it's really high in vitamin K2. And vitamin K2 is one of those that helps rebuild such. And I've been taking N&M. I started taking N&M again on my birthday. And yeah, I am doing what I can to reverse aging. I mean, remember, guys, on my birthday, I said, I turned 44, and I said that was 1/3. That's 1/3 of my life, because 44 and 44 is 88. 88 and 44 is 122. That means make it to the year 2100. And so on my birthday, I realized it was, because it's 22, realized it was 88 more years. So I needed to do everything I can to stay as in best shape as possible. And so that means when you start seeing gray hair is a sign of mineral depletion. Unless you've done some damage to your body. Like some people have gray hair because they've damaged they've damaged their body and such like that. So that's the reason, Illister. And I'm sticking to that. And my goal is to keep trying to age less as I progress. Actually, I feel good. Like, I still feel very vibrant. I think the other key is to not be on any medication if possible. So I know everybody has different bodies, and everybody's gonna have to do things slightly different. But my goal is to not be on medicine. I also really focus a lot on. I focus a lot on herbal medicine as well. So Leah asked, what is NM? So our DNA is made up of, I'm just going to break this really simply instead of trying to get into the scientific ways. So NM is the stuff our DNA needs to make a clean, clear copy. So it is one of those, helps part of the chain crap, all that good stuff. So NM helps rebuild the DNA and making sure that it makes a clean copy of your DNA. Because one of the things that we're finding is, unless you've been exposed to some type of like crazy radiation or such like that, our DNA does not deteriorate as we get older. It just gets really bad at making copies of itself. So imagine like a really, really dirty copy machine. And so what NM does, and other things, is it gets in there and it cleans off the copy machine and starts allowing us to make good copies again. So I am doing what I can to clean off the copy machine. So in mice, it has been proven to reverse aging in mice. In humans, we haven't been able to reverse aging yet, but we've been able to pause. But if we can pause aging, then that means that it is totally possible to do reversing. So I've been sold on the idea. I'll fill you guys in with this. I've been sold on the idea that aging is a disease, and it is something that is curable. So I am trying to take the steps and do it myself. So do it as cheap, as easy, and the best way I can get all the research myself. I have yet to take a DNA or a blood aging test yet. I'm going to plan on doing that at some point in the future. It's a little pricey, and that's just outside of my realm of what I can spend money on right now. Still trying to prep and making sure that if I live to, when I live to these ripe old age of 122, that I am not I'm not in the bad. I have all the stuff around me, high quality of life because of the stuff I have in my life, and stuff as in like, ways to make money, good health, and such like that. So right now I'm focusing a lot on those aspects, but in the future I will be taking those tests to see what my DNA is. I also one thing that I really want to invest in, and I do highly suggest anyone that has the opportunity to get it, you should totally do it, is a continuous glucose counter. So what that is it's usually a thing that they stick on your body, and it's there for 15, 30 days, maybe longer for some of you folks. And it keeps track of everything you eat. It keeps track of your glucose level spiking and dropping. The trick is one of the big things that we're learning when it comes to biohacking, and we're learning about longevity, living a long, healthy, high-quality life, is to try to not let your blood sugar spike. So you want that wave to be as level as possible. We're finding out that those folks that are living to these ripe old ages, their body just knew how to handle the spikes, and so it didn't spike that much for them. So some people are blessed with a pancreas that can just handle that kind of stuff, and I might be blessed with that pancreas that can handle that kind of stuff too. I'm not sure, but instead of having to overwork my pancreas, why not, if it is blessed and it can do that, why not give it a nice longevity and help it with a few tools and such like that. So that's why I try not to spike. And try as in, I'm not very good at it, but I try not to spike my pancreas. I try not to spike my glucose levels. And I will be acquiring one of those glucose meters in the future so that I can know exactly what I eat. Because I think that's also the trick. Going to spike your glucose level, because some people it's going to be refined sugar, other people it's going to be things like wheat, breads, other people it's just going to be different things. You need to know your individual body and what is absolutely best for you. So okay, let's go. I got to give those water to a couple guys out there, and then we're going to go for a little walk because that's what we do. And I think maybe the gimbal's been rested enough that maybe we might be able to get a little bit more gimbal juice out of it, so that we can go for a little bit more of a walk. Let's cross our fingers and hope. If not, I'll carry the phone and you guys can just deal with just a little bit of a shaky cam. Hopefully not too much. But let's put this back up here in the gimbal. And let's turn the gimbal on. Okay. So we're gimbaled for a little while. So let's continue on out. Oh, there we go. So let's get the guys. I've got in the bunny barn over here, in the handy run, I've got the two guys I need to get a little bit more water. And then we'll go for our little walk. I also need to, speaking of going for our walk, I also need to go, as my daily tradition exists, I need to, whoa, buddy, camera. I need to drink some living water, and we're also going to go eat some vitamin C. So we're going to talk about, well, vitamin C in the area that we should eat, and I'll show you guys some cool tricks on getting some free vitamin C. And most everybody that's going to be watching this is going to have access to free vitamin C, because we're going to address one of the, if you're a farmer, you live in the country or such like that, one of the most dreaded things on a farm, and that is multiflora rose. So let's continue on this way. And let's go get some water and then find some multiflora rose and get ourselves some vitamin C. It still smells awesome outside. It still smells like fall, and that's one thing that I love, is the smell of fall. We're going down here to my cistern. You guys have probably seen this before. Those who's watched knows that this is where I get water every day. So you guys want to see the water's not as black when it's in here. Let me get this down. There's something spectacular about drinking water. If you've not done it before, it tastes different. It just has a spectacular, wonderful taste to it. And I think that you can taste the minerals and all the other stuff in it. Plus, it doesn't have the copper buildup that's in a lot of pipes and such like that. But anyways, just yeah, drink some living water every day. That's okay. Let's find multiflora rose. Here we go. Look at this, guys. Multiflora rose. See that? Those are rose hips. So, rule of thumb, just to keep in mind, each one of these rose hips here has the potential of having up to 1 gram of vitamin C. So, not saying it's going to have 1 gram, but keep in mind it could have as much as that in there. And so, as you're eating, so what I do is I look for the darkest ones because they have more of a sweeter taste. So So there's the size of them compared to my hand. So they can have up to 1 gram. So keep that in mind when you're eating them, because now vitamin C is water soluble, so you can't OD on vitamin C. It just flushes through your system. So you don't want to eat too many. I guess you guys can actually see that. Vitamin C. There you go. Some people want to know, want to see. I'm not just making this story up. So I think I ate about 7. I think 7's probably a good amount. Don't want to get too much, because again, if you eat too much, you either get diarrhea or you'll have to pee a whole lot. So, but that is rose hips, or growing off the multiflora rose, the that dreaded plant that grows everywhere in the country, that, you know, produces flowers, produces nice roses in the spring, but it's just kind of the bushes that grow everywhere. Multiflora rose, and the things that we're eating on there are called rose hips. So, beautiful day. You're in Flat Top. Oh, there's my link to Patreon, guys. If anybody ever wants to jump over and see some of the stuff, I'll be doing more this winter on the Patreon page. But really, it's just kind of another way for folks that might want to support me, support what we're doing here at the Mavis Institute and the farm. Just give some people other options. Just always looking for, you know, someone wants to support us, great. Okay, here's a good example. I mean, I think this is a good example with my glasses on. So you guys can see there's a couple different color, let me get that to focus in. There's a couple different color rose hips on here. So the ones that are a little bit darker are going to be a better tasting rose hip. They're going to have a sweeter taste, so they're going to taste a lot more like candy. I want to show you, since we're walking out this way, some of you have not ever quite realized the cemetery out here. And since me and my dad prepared it ready for the fall, trying to get it, you know, I usually try to mow it or cut it a couple times a year, and I thought it would be a good idea just to make things easier for us this year, as we got it very nice and maintained this year. So here's the cemetery. So I think 81 is the last time someone was planted, and I think that stone right there was planted in 81. That stone and that stone was planted in 33. That was in the 50s. That was in 59. She was in 48. And one of them, I think that one right there might have been 1930. So just a nice little quiet cemetery here in the middle of the field, part of the Mavis Institute. So we actually we'll be putting another family cemetery. We're going to go from that post there and run up that and have a little bit more space in the near future. And then right up there, right there is where my sister's house will be when she moves down here and builds it. So your tree, Leah, is right there. So there is your tree. Right there. So, such beautiful. Ooh, look at this. Okay, I didn't realize this. So if you look over here, this is what's cool about this. Happens a lot living in the mountains. So you got these nice blue skies, and then you come over here because I'm at the end of a mountain range. I'm at the very end of the Flat Top Mountain Range. The Allegheny Front is what it's called here. So that goes all the way up into Pennsylvania. But right here, as we leave the Allegheny Front and we start into the Blue Ridge, because those clouds are over. Sorry about that, guys. Those clouds are over the Blue Ridge Mountains right now, because we're in the foothills of the Blue Ridge. So those clouds are in the Blue Ridge right now, and so that is just so cool, where we're in a nice little transition area between the two areas. So let's head on back down. So yeah, I don't have that much more time. The gimbal has been doing me very well, been treating me well, but I think it's telling me, you forgot to charge me last night, Doc. Let's not push it. So we're gonna head back down. I'm gonna show you, we're gonna swing by the bees quickly, and then we will we'll be also, for those that don't know, tomorrow, which is Tuesday, every Tuesday at 8:15 in the evening, we do a show, Thriving in the Chaos. And what we talk about is we give advice, we give ideas to think about and such like that on how to thrive regardless of what's happening in the world around us. So that's Tuesday nights. That's the show. I'm not exactly sure what this Tuesday night is going to have to offer. Whoa, sorry guys. Yeah, so you guys get to see what it's like without the gimbal. Not sure exactly what's going to offer this Tuesday, because it's also election night and there's just going to be lots of crazy stuff going on. So we will see what we'll get an idea of. Let's see if I can get the gimbal back on for a minute. Okay, cool. So we'll see what we're going to necessarily talk about. I know a bunch of people are going to want to talk about the election, which is kind of an important thing here. The American election, the midterms do have a level of importance. You know, knowing who gets elected, knowing what laws and such. Last Thursday, we actually had a show where we talked about how to vote, not who you should vote for, but how to research voting and looking into making sure that you are as well informed as you possibly can be, and voting without being tricked, without letting them lie to you about things. It's just finding the best way to address all of those things. So we'll see what this Tuesday brings. With winter coming up and such, we're going to definitely be in the future talking more and more about getting yourself prepared for winter and all the other fun things. So almost to the bees. The gimbal is holding up again. Not too bad. Let's spin this around so we get up there to the bees and all that kind of good stuff. By the way, guys, if you're watching this on anything, if you guys could be so kind to join my Rumble channel. The Rumble, I am trying to get up to, I don't know, I told everyone, I think 200 followers is what you need to be able to live stream. So I'm just I want to get my message out to as many people as possible. If there's anybody out there that has a Rumble account, X Factor Firefly or Mavis Pharmacy, spelled with an F. So this is what I'm working on right now. I got these guys. I got this guy's winterized, ready to go. That is an empty box. I just use that for thermal mass. These guys are the next ones I'm planning on winterizing. And then, because of all the silliness that happened yesterday with the bees, I'll be addressing these guys, and we'll be talking more about that in the next day or so. Well, anyway, since the gimbal is acting up, good time. Just wrap it up today. So I wanted to thank you guys for joining me on the Let's Feed the Chickens. Look forward to this every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and if I feel like doing it on Tuesday and Thursday, we might have it on those days as well. Or we just feed the chickens, we just chit chat about things, and it's all good. If you guys want to join the Discord, discord.gg/xfactorfirefly, you can jump on that. And starting as soon as Lisa gets back If you guys want to, show us any additional support, we're having a Lisa's putting back up her Instagram channel, which is Mavis Hen X, and we will be we'll have lots of her wares and some of her stuff that she makes and such like that will be available on there. So anyways, friends, have yourself a wonderful rest of the day. It's Doc. Till tomorrow. Adios.